How many of you have felt, or maybe even now feel like you have no peace in your life? Or maybe you've lost your peace of mind. So much so that you don't even know or remember what it feels like anymore. Maybe you barely recognize yourself. I know I have. We've all heard the phrase, losing yourself, right? Yep, I've been there. Got enough souvenirs to prove it. But how do we find ourselves again? How do we find our way back? You see, there was a point in my life where I had to ask myself, what's holding me back from finding my peace, from finding myself? Was I even living my own story, or was I trapped in a story that wasn't even mine? Once I started working through that, through all the conflicts inside of me, something changed. A path started to unfold. A path back to myself, or a path back to God. Touch on that in another video another day. But now, that path, it's not always easy. It can look tough and overwhelming, especially when you're carrying the weight and baggage of your past. But here's the thing. At least there's a path, and that's something to be grateful for. Now, I know to some, the weight of your past can make the journey feel impossible. You want that lost feeling to go away, but you don't know how or where to start. Well, the quickest way to end something, stop feeding it. See, if you keep feeding the story that it's impossible, that it's too hard, then guess what? It stays alive. See, conflict lives off attention. Engage and you fuel it. But step back and it fizzles out, just like a fire with no air. Life moves in loops, cycles of cause and effect, patterns of action and reaction. And most people, they stay stuck in the same loop, playing the same game. But guess what? You don't have to play. Step back and the whole game collapses. Step away and new paths open. See, where attention goes, energy flows. If you want to move forward, let go. Let it go. Don't wrestle with negativity. Don't fight the pull. Just remove yourself. Watch the cycle break and watch life adjust. Because real power, it's not in resistance. It's in redirection. You're not stuck in old loops. Instead, tell yourself that you're the creator of new ones. Now, I know it doesn't feel good at first. Letting go of something you've believed your whole life, yeah, that's hard. But here's the truth. Growth requires stepping out of your comfort zone. And yeah, I get it. That's uncomfortable. But you got to trust the process. See, we hold on to these things because they feel familiar. But if everything you know was built in survival mode, then once you transition into peace and balance, that old world of living in survival mode starts to fade away. And suddenly, everything you thought was real was just a moment in time. See, the process of healing isn't about losing yourself. It's about losing what was never really you. Because let's be real. You've had moments where you felt like you never get better. You never find closure. Maybe never be happy again. And from that place, you built your world. You built relationships, habits, beliefs based on who you were in survival mode. But none of that was real. It was just temporary. And once you start healing, you stop protecting that version of you, the one who was just trying to make it through the day. See, the hardest part of this process, letting go of the version of you that was built out of struggle, so you can reconnect with the person you were before the pain. In that moment, it can feel so unsettling. Because after the storm passes, after the noise fades, all you're left with is quiet. And in that silence, that's where the real work, the real magic begins. It's not just about surviving anymore. It's about learning to thrive and truly live with purpose, with awareness, with love that is not rooted in fear, but in truth. That's the version of you this path leads to. Because beneath the layers of struggle and survival, your true self has been waiting. It's time to breathe and remember who you were always meant to be. So if you feel lost, if you feel like you're stuck in a cycle that you don't want to be in anymore, remember, you don't got to play the game. Step back, redirect, and watch your path unfold. Your soul knows the way.